Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, for this truth, knowledge, and wisdom. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are apostle elders, a great millstone, to you hopeful elect on the four corners of the planet Earth. Fight, maintain, keep pushing, keep that faith, because things are taking place. We all catching our hell. We all going through our things, but always remember and be happy that we're close to the end. I'm just going to jump right into the news story. I'm going to play a little bit of this clip because I'm going to title this Joel 3 and 2 is heating up, okay, with Saudi Arabia and this thing with Iran, because Esau doesn't know that the Lord is pushing him towards that goal of fulfilling prophecy, okay? He thinks he's doing what he's doing to do it because he's so-called motivated or whatever madness that he thinks in his mind he's doing it for. The Most High set him up. Okay, the Most High set him up to be in that slippery slope, man. Because this right here is for his destruction. It's not for his benefit. It's for his destruction, okay? So let me play this news clip and we're going to jump right into the scriptures. And Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to play it. Hopefully they don't try to give me a strike, but I'll play it a little bit right here and then we'll get into the scriptures.
Announced the further deployment
Let me put it back down here and I'll zoom in.
Of U.S. forces to the Middle East. The intention, he said, to bolster the defense systems of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates.
The President has approved the deployment of U.S. forces, which will be defensive in nature and primarily focused on air and missile defense. We will also work to accelerate the delivery of military equipment to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the UAE to enhance their ability to defend themselves.
It's not clear how many troops the U.S. will provide, but the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff emphasized this was a defensive deployment and indicated the U.S. would ask its allies to offer their support.
We're contributing to Saudi Arabia's defense. We would be looking, as the Secretary said, for other international partners to also contribute to Saudi Arabia's defense.
The Secretary of Defense continued to insist Iran was responsible for the attacks on Saudi oil installations last weekend, brushing off repeated Iranian denials of involvement, but at the same time confirming that the U.S. forensic team...
Because at the end of the day, this is a false flag, because if things are happening, if you studied Esau's playbook, there's no way we could have sent troops over to Saudi Arabia unless there was an attack, okay? This doesn't benefit Iran in any kind of means. This little pop shot is going to intensify the pressure that's being put on them already. So why would they make a move like this? Okay, so it's all the theater of war. Okay, it's a theater of war because Esau's trying to intensify these things because he thinks he's pushing his agenda, but it's Yahweh Shemi Shai's agenda that's being pushed forth. And we're going to get into the scriptures right now to show that, look, this is coming to the exactly how the Bible said it to be. Okay, so let's go to Joel 2 and verse. Let's start at 1. This is Joel 3 and 1. It says, "Behold, in those days," what days? In the times we live in now. "And then in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." And what does that bring again? Let's go into that word. And it says, "In that time when I shall bring again," it's a shawab. Okay, shawab, which means to turn back, turn back, to return back, return, come or go back, of dying, of human relations. So Yahweh Shemi Shai is returning unto the children of Israel by way of this truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, in the time that we in now, it says what? "For behold, in those days, and in that time when I shall bring back again the captivity of Jerusalem," that's what he says. He says, "I will gather all," also, as I will also gather all. He said also, so he's gathering the nation of Israel. That's why he says he shall also gather the nations, because he's gonna bring again the captivity of Jerusalem and build us up, give us a mentality and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which shall make us alive in him. That's why it says, "Him that wandereth out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead." So he's bringing that back and putting us in the right position to be put into salvation, the hopeful elect. It says, "And I will also gather the nations." It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So we're in that time now, man, because the Lord is bringing. He's always had troops down there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat in the Middle East. The apostle just did a video, but this situation now is intensifying because all one thing's got to lead to another, and then there's going to be more troops, more war, more type of conflict. So this right here is just setting up the stage for Joel the 2nd chapter. And it says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. So they sold us into slavery, because the Lord is pleading with them there for the controversy of Israel. So the Lord is making moves for our namesake, man, for his namesake. But his name has been put on us. That's why we're Yasharallah. This is Joel 2 in verse 20. This is Joel 2 and 20. It says, but I will remove far from the northern army. What's the northern army? In North America. All right. The northern army is the army of Esau. Then the Roman Empire coming back in the reincarnation. But he's removing them. It says, but I will remove far from the northern army, and will drive them into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. And if we look here, all right, I'll be posting a map. But if you look here, all right, you have, let's see here. You know what we're going to do? Let's look here. And if you look at what towards the utmost sea, you're going to see that they're going to be right in this region right here, which is, they say the Levant, but the Saudi Arabia region, all right, towards the east and towards the utmost sea. So you're going to have this region right here. If you see it says the Armageddon coalition, Gog, Magog, Gomer, Togomar, Persia, Libya, Ethiopia. So you're seeing that there's a circle in a circle of the people that are going to be in this third World War conflict. And you're seeing it it's being put together. Iran is right here. And then you have Libya behind, Ethiopia at the bottom, Turkey at the top. All right, but the Lord is going to put them smack dab right here in this region, which is this is going to be the valley of decisions, the Yahweh Shaphat. Okay, Amagagwan. Okay, and you're seeing it right now. And you see them talking, what are they talking about? Sending troops over, the North American troops being sent over to Saudi Arabia. So this is right here. We're seeing the Bible speak in our days, man. That's why it says in Habakkuk, in the end it shall speak and not lie. So the Bible is true, man. The Bible is true to a T, because all these players are being included in this conflict. They're being set up to go down into this conflict. All right. All you see right now is being pushed towards the goal of coming down to this valley of decision, Yahweh Shaphat, where he's going to plead with these nations. And you see nations down here by the way of the EU and NATO. These are NATO nations that are being included, and they have a clause, attack on one is attack on all. So they're being forced to come down here, and it says the least of the flock shall bring them out. Okay, so they're going to have conflicts with Israel also that's going to push forth this agenda of this third world war, which is the agenda Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to plead with them there and fulfill prophecy and to get salvation to the elect, man, and the punishment of the planet Earth. That's what's happening right now. All right, and then let's go down towards, let's get Isaiah. It was just a beautiful story that I've been looking at and just letting some information come out. But hey, man, the Bible is true. It's been true. It's always true. It's nothing but the truth. Isaiah 34:3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stakes shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Because they're going to that Middle East, so them troops ain't coming back home, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is getting ready to put a slaughter down in the planet Earth. Let me start at 1. This is Isaiah 34:1. It says, "Come ye nations, and to hear, and hearken ye people." And how are they going to hear? It says, how do you hear without a preacher? So the Lord has set up the men according to his heart that's pushing forth these prophecies and this truth and telling the world that, look, this is getting ready to take place. And there's nothing you can do about it, man. And it says, "Come ye nations, to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, his fury is upon all armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stakes shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf fall from a vine, and as a falling fig from a fig tree." So this third world war is going to end in a nuclear conflict, man. All right? A nuclear conflict is coming to the planet Earth by way of Yahweh Shem Yahshua's prophecies, man. All right? And that's to those that can accept it. If you can't, it's not for you. But at the end of the day, it's getting ready to take place, and the moves are being set. Isaiah 4:1, it says, Isaiah 48, Slakin. This is Isaiah 48 in verse 14. And it says, "All ye assemble yourselves and hear, which among them have declared these things. The Lord has loved him, he will do his pleasure on Babylon, and his army shall be, and his arm shall be on the Chaldeans." And the Lord is going to do damage to America, man, because the Most High set America up. America didn't come into power by its own so-called means. The Lord set them up to fulfill that prophecy that was written about Esau being the hammer of the earth in Jeremiah 21. So this man is being set up to be the bad guy in the movie. All right. This is Isaiah 34 and verse 2. "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stinks shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." All right. So we in that time right now, man. And to say it again, Yahweh Shem Yahshua is doing a beautiful work. So with that, I want to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahshua, Bashem Rakar Kodash, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahshua, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahshua, for this truth, knowledge, wisdom, and all praise unto Yahweh Bashem Yahshua for giving us who we are back in these days. Shalom, Akim. Keep faith.